to Monday from Wisconsin. And how are you doing? The Packers lost. Eh, I'm not a Packer fan. Just saying, I live in Wisconsin with a bunch of Packer fans. So that's just always something I have a little fun with when the Packers lose. But that wasn't why I was getting on today. Oh, you guys, I got a lot of drama going on in my head. And a lot of times the drama that goes on our head can actually freeze us from taking action or taking those next steps. And so today, as I've been checking in with clients and I'm hearing some of the same conversations, I'm like, yeah, I'm in the same kind of place mentally. Um, Owning it out loud is really not so easy. And this last year, and then some, no, this last year has really wreaked havoc on my brain. And I feel like I am contending in a battle of the mind or for my mind. And I'm hoping that by me sharing that, I'm going to find out that I'm not alone on this, that others are going through similar stuff. But I also want to inspire and encourage that we're not going to give up just because it's really messy right now in this season. But today is Monday. Mondays are my weigh-in day. Mondays are my day where I do my self-check. And a couple weeks ago, I made a decision that I was going to get back on track and, get mindful of a month and a half of a little bit of miscalculations or choices. And I got on the scale today, and the scale was not in my favor, let's just say. And it's like 3 weeks in a row going in the wrong direction. And the first thing that I found myself doing was shaming myself. And who do you think you are? You can't help other people if you can't figure it out. And that dialogue has been messing in my head. That, why can't you get it? You know all this stuff. Why aren't you doing it? And that beating ourselves up. And what I'm learning is that, yep, these last couple weeks I've been making some different choices, and they don't support where I ultimately want to go in my health. But what I want to tell you is actually more toxic for my body than the food choices, maybe, is the language and the stuff that's going on in my head, that tornado of unhealthy stuff, which ultimately leads down this road towards anxiety or worry or, God, am I going to gain it all back? And, oh, how will people trust me with their health if I can't figure it out? And it just spins with all this negativity, lies, myths, truths, and the word fear. The word fear becomes really powerful. And fear does some different things to us. Some of us, when we get into that state of fear, we freeze, like can't do anything. And some of us, when we get into that state of fear, we run really fast away from whatever because we're afraid. Like deer in the headlights, some of us just stop, and some of us run like hell, like getting away. And some of us literally just fall apart. And fear is such a liar. It's a liar. And it's a liar that can take us away from where we want to go in our life. It can hold us back from reaching anything. And I do know what to do. And I know the steps, and I know the steps I've been taking, and I know the life that I've been dealing with. And I know the stress that's going on, and I know that I need to get hold of it, and I know I can. But right away, the self-doubt enters in, that not good, that not worthy, all those lies that actually I was wearing them long before I found this journey. Because I let the lies step in and cause me to give up on myself. And what I am doing, because I had a chance to really reflect, because it's been a rough morning, just say. It's been a rough morning and a lot of conversation with different people and my client check-ins. It's really helped me because we're all facing different obstacles as we are moving forward in our health. And we're all at different stages on the journey to our health. But I keep getting reminded that it's not about being perfect, and it's not about that I have to have it all figured out. It has to do with, where am I going, and am I able to identify what's happening? And so for me, I have been able to identify. I love cheese curds. I love almonds, and they're really healthy, and they're really good for me. But not when I'm eating them in portions like 6 to 8 to maybe a dozen portion. My portions are way off. It's not the foods I'm choosing, but the quantities, and maybe I have to make a decision that I need to maybe remove them from my repertoire for a time while I get myself back into get into gear in my head. But even healthy things can sneak in and blindside us or take us back, and we use the excuse, well, that's healthy, it's good for me, because I do that. And it's not that they're not good for me, it's I'm not really being mindful about portion. I'm not paying attention with what's happening. And so once I can identify what's happening, I can start making a pathway to correcting that course. And it's something I have to make a decision about, like, okay, what am I going to remove from my house for a while? And it's something that up until this week, I really wasn't willing to make them go away. But this is my third week where I keep saying, yeah, I'm going to be on track this week. So it's time. And I'm doing this without shame or blame or beating myself up or telling myself I'm a failure, because we're not. I just want to be better. I just want to make better choices. I just want to move forward. And I picked up these acronyms that I was trying to identify fear and the worry and the doubt and the things that we do, toxicity in our brain when we're dealing with fear, and instead of letting it move me back and face everything and rise. Today, I'm looking at myself in the mirror, and I'm looking at myself differently. I'm looking at myself with love. I don't have to be perfect. I am going to fall once in a while, but I'm also willing to pick myself back up, and I'm willing to learn in that season, and I'm creating 2 steps that are going to help me move forward. And one is, I just need to not have them in my home for, let's try this week and let's see if I see different results. I might go longer, but maybe I just need to remove them for this week. Maybe I need to remove them longer than that. I don't know. But triggers, I'm trying to find other things that I can snack on that aren't going to take me off course, because that's what I was doing. I was like, these are healthy, I can eat these. And when you're at a healthy place in your life, it's really easy to say, but it won't hurt me today. But if you see the things that you're doing are becoming unhealthy pattern or behavior, and you're not willing to course correct or self-check, before you know it, that 1, 3, now 5 pounds, I see this evidence of a directional shape I don't want to go in. So there's a couple things I'm doing, and one is I'm correcting my surroundings in my home to having different, not so high of fat, not so high of calorie, healthy options for myself. The second thing I'm doing, and it's a tool I have, is to get into my life book, and I'm working on my healthy thoughts, because that is an area where I contend. Because the very first thing when I got on the scale today was judgment, shame, blame, guilt, and those things just don't serve me anymore. Just like the unhealthy foods don't, those unhealthy thoughts take me down a road that isn't good for my well-being and my psyche. I'm a good person. I am working on this. I am helping a lot of people break chains in their own life. And at the same time, it helps me course correct my own health. Talk about accountability. Talk about bringing people around me that are also on a path, are all things that are helping me to move forward. But to identify what are the things, unhealthy patterns and behaviors that are not serving me. Because the key to a healthy body is our behaviors and our patterns. But that also comes in a healthy mind. It's not just the food that we put in our body, but it's the food we put in our mind. And giving myself permission to learn, giving myself permission to fall down and know that I can get back up, and know that I'm owning this in front of a lot of people. It's also creating a little bit of accountability, because I'm praying that people ask me how I'm doing. You know, the journey to living a longer, healthier life is a daily decision. And sometimes we get off course. That's part of the journey for me. I have found that part of my journey is that and then I'm like, okay, I need to make some shifts. And then that might not have been, I've been letting the excuses come in. I've been letting the extra things come in, and they aren't serving me. So I have to make the shift there, and I do. But part of it is creating that in my home environment. Like at the grocery store, this last 2 times I went shopping, I am so proud of myself, because the last 2 times I went shopping, nothing went in my cart that did not serve my health goals. I didn't even put the almonds in my cart, because if they're not in my grocery cart, they don't get in my house, they don't land in my belly, they don't show up on my scale, they don't cause me to get in my head going, right? So the whole journey, it starts in that grocery store for me. But the other part is that I'm not doing this by myself. And I know sometimes when we're going through stuff, it comes with challenges. And I want to share that part of this journey too, because it is not always easy. But I am determined that I am going to win. I am determined that today is a new day, and I'm going to win today. And every day I'm going to wake up and I'm going to tell myself, today is a new day. Doesn't matter what happened yesterday. I'm going to own today. And I'm going to make the best decisions today that are supporting my goal. All the pressure I'm going to put on myself. I do have a little mini goal that by the time I'm celebrating my birthday, I'm going to be back at my healthiest weight, which is just a couple pounds, so it's very doable. But I'm going to be working on my healthy mind because that is where I need to work. The scale is, it's evidence of one thing, but it's also giving me evidence of an area where I'm not done working. We're never done working on our journey. We're never done working on improving areas of our health in our life. I don't know who else needed to hear that today, but for you that are contending for yourself and your health in this last year, can I encourage you today? We're going to face everything and rise. We're going to create evidence that we're moving forward in our health, in our well-being, in our life, our body, our mind, our spirit. When that becomes in alignment, I'm not driving with a flat tire. That's how I feel like right now. I feel like I'm driving with a flat tire and I got to get that tire full of air and get going again. But that tire for me that's low, even though the scale's showing what it is, it's the healthy mind that's not full right now. Are you congruent? Healthy body, healthy mind, healthy soul? Do you feel like you're running with a flat tire? Do you feel like you're running on all your cylinders? Where are you at? Let me know. Let me know I'm not alone. Let me know that you're working on stuff too, because you know what? I'm sharing this stuff because I know I'm not the only one, but you know what? Nobody ever wants to own that part of the journey. And I just want you to know that's part of the journey. It's not about being perfect. And I'm going to tell you, those 1 or 2 or 5 pounds really don't matter in the big picture, but it's the trajectory. It's the mindset. It's good enough, good enough, good enough to, oh shoot, what happened? And I already made a decision that that wasn't going to happen again. So I'm owning it. I'm taking control. I'm taking my power back, and I'm going to do it today. Face everything and rise. Who's coming with me? Have a happy Monday.